Now, shifting focus to the National Capital Region and Noida specifically, the news is that the Ministry of Environment and Forests has finally put together a draft notification for the disputed eco-sensitive zone around the Okhla Bird Sanctuary. Over this month and the next, the ministry is inviting objections and suggestions on what they've proposed should be the new eco-sensitive zone boundary around the bird sanctuary, which is located on the Delhi-Noida border. Let's understand this development in depth with our guest today, Rohit Raj Modi, Director, Ashiana Homes, and also the officiating president of CREDAI NCR, and of course, Samir Jasuja joining me with his expert insights. Rohit, thank you so much for joining us today. Let me begin first for our viewers. Can you help us understand what the ministry has proposed in its draft notification? What is the big takeaway for buyers?
See, as you are aware that there was an order by National Green Tribunal which prohibited Noida Authority from granting completion certificate to the projects within 10-kilometer radius of the Okhla Bird Sanctuary. As a result of that, there were over 30,000 apartments which are ready or nearing completion but could not have handed over possession in lack of a completion certificate. On this particular matter, the matter was referred to the Ministry of Environment and Forest, and I'm glad to say that on 24th of September, the ministry came out with a draft notification in which they have essentially considered the recommendations made by both the government of Delhi and the government of Uttar Pradesh to limit the boundary of eco-sensitive zone around Okhla Bird Sanctuary to 100 meters on east, west and south corridor and up to the Delhi-Noida direct, the DND flyway on the north side, which is 1.27 kilometers from the Okhla Bird Sanctuary. Consequently, as a result of this, once the notification gets completes a 60-day of observation and objection period and gets notified, hopefully all the projects which are beyond this 100-meter radius will be granted completion certificates, subject to obviously their other compliances by the Noida Authority. And over 30,000 families which had put in their hard-earned money in their dream home shall be able to have a really happy Diwali.
All right, so you're saying finally a happy Diwali for all those buyers who are invested in Noida. So what exactly is the status of these residential projects? Have they completed their units? Are they stalled? Are they now going to apply for the completion certificate? What's happening on ground?
Well, it's difficult to generalize, but a large number of projects are nearing completion. Some have even achieved completion but waiting for the formal approval. So as soon as I think this obstacle or this bottleneck of not being granted of the completion certificate is out of the way, plenty of them shall come in the market to start offering possession, and the rest would be more or less on their schedule.
Rohit, this development coincides with this festive season where many people want to make this big purchase of buying their dream home. But many buyers who were looking at Noida were cautious of actually venturing into this market given this the uncertainty around the sanctuary. Now that the ministry has finally come out with a draft notification, we know it's not the final document, but it's still a big step ahead into having some concrete clarity. Now would you say buyers can now confidently venture out and actually look at selecting projects, because the radius that they've decided, it leaves out all projects, everything is safe?
Yeah, I would say so, that not only for this reason. I mean, see, this was one obstacle or one concern which got raised in the minds of prospective buyers. Hopefully that is out of the way now, because also if you look at it logically, Okhla Bird Sanctuary has an area of 4 square kilometers, and the area which was purported to be a no construction zone of 10 kilometer radius amounts to almost 314 square kilometer. So to say that for a 4 square kilometer of a bird sanctuary to withhold development in a 315 square kilometer of a geographical area, specifically in a densely populated a country like ours, and especially a region like NCR, seems completely improbable. But Ministry has considered all the views. It has taken care of aspects of development, balanced it with the requirement of conservation, and has come up with not only the boundary. If you look at the notification, it also prescribes a lot of conservation requirements to be imposed on the authorities to look after, to regenerate this particular area. So I think the view that has been taken by Ministry is quite holistic and not only unidimensional about development only.
All right.
So I would think that people should look at making their investments, not only because this particular issue is out of the way or is almost on its way out, also because the overall macroeconomic conditions are improving very fast, and all the schemes that you find today, whether there's a subvention of home loans or there are deferred payment schemes or there are incentives in the form of various kind of freebies in the apartments, markets will start turning very soon, and I do think that in 6 to 9 months time you'll find a lot of such generous schemes which are there today may not be there in the market anymore. So it's a good time for the home buyers or those who are looking to invest or to buy their home to start looking at the markets once again.
Okay, so Rohit says good time to re-enter the Noida market if you were concerned about the Okhla Bird Sanctuary issue. Samir, ever since this issue played out since October last year, October 2013 is when the National Green Tribunal had directed the Noida Authority to actually not issue completion certificates anymore. Samir, ever since that time, it's been 12 months, a complete year. Would you say that there has been some kind of impact on the Noida property markets, some impact on prices, on demand? What have you seen? What do your numbers say?
As far as the micro market dynamics are concerned with respect to Noida, these one had anticipated, and I was not personally unduly too worried that I knew that the Environment Ministry will come out with some kind of a model that if there are 30,000 apartments that are almost constructed, that they will not be raised to the ground, and there will be a way out that will come out, so that the end users, the consumers and the developers don't suffer, and that's exactly what has happened. Looking at the demand supply dynamics in Noida, there are about 150,000 apartments that are scheduled to be delivered in the next 1.5 to 2 years. So I think there is going to be an oversupply as it is. So I don't think this is going to be impacting the markets too much. I feel personally that the markets have kind of found a level for themselves already, whereas anything that gets ready in Noida touches between 6,000 to 8,000 rupees a square foot depending on location and quality of development. I'm talking about the expressway. And if you were to look at under construction, they are trading between 4,000 and 5,000 rupees a square foot in the secondary market. And I think those are the right price points given the kind of supply that is coming up in Noida overall.
Rohit, I'd like one last question from you, since you're representing CREDAI on this panel. This whole issue around the Okhla Bird Sanctuary was completely unfortunate and a complete unnecessary waste of time and money. How does CREDAI view such regulatory roadblocks? And because it was just a simple oversight from the town planning bodies to announced to actually come clean on a radius, eco-sensitive radius around the sanctuary. Had they done that before issuing licenses to builders, this situation would not have come, where the investments of some 30,000 or about 50,000 units is under question. So how does CREDAI view such developments, such issues, and what can developers and also home buyers add to their due diligence when they go look at a location for their project?
CREDAI is sensitive to the requirements for balanced growth and balanced with the environmental concern. But yes, you are right that such issues lead to gross waste of national wealth in terms of time, in terms of interest cost, and not to say the mental agony it creates for thousands of families. It leads to a gross waste of finance cost for the developers who are anyways funded at a very, very high rate of interest. in the current Indian context. It would be very helpful if the laws and the norms are well publicized and are timely actioned upon by the concerned development authorities. We are very hopeful at CREDAI that as Prime Minister, as our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Modi has already set up a committee, a task force to look at a lot of archaic laws. At the same time, we are very hopeful that a lot of such laws which are important and relevant but somewhere have got sidelined or have not been implemented must get taken care of in due time, so that it doesn't create this kind of hardship for any of the stakeholders. It does not help the society in any which way.
All right. So this draft notification is going to invite suggestions and objections for the next 60 days. And if the objections are not that major, after internal consultation within the ministry, it could be finalized. But the norm in the Environment Ministry is that it takes a minimum of about 545 days for a final notification to come into effect after the initial draft is notified by the centre. But that is the extreme case if major objections are raised by environmentalists to this new radius. But that's another matter, another discussion. Rohit, thank you so much for joining us on the show for this issue.